The death tax is defined by the IRS as, quote, a tax on your right to transfer property at your death. So if it's my right to transfer my own property, why am I paying for the privilege? Many people are attempting to repeal the death tax. Two of them are with us today. Let's welcome entertainer and political activist Pat Boone and Jim Martin, both from the advocacy group 60 Plus, an organization dedicated to establishing less and fewer taxes for seniors. Mr. Boone, I'll go with you first, sir. Tell us about the death tax. Isn't it a double and triple taxation?
It is worse than that. It's theft. It's thievery, pure and simple. People have paid their taxes. They've saved a few bucks. They've started a small business. They have some kind of assets. And then they have the bad judgment to die. And the government reaches over and says, we'll take 55% of that. Thank you. And we think that's not only wrong, it's immoral.
Go ahead, Jim. You want to jump in here? I see your button that says kill the death tax. Just don't wound it. Just kill it.
Yeah, we say that quite frankly because all you're doing when you tinker with it is you're making work for lawyers and accountants. We say kill it, don't wound it for that very reason. And to follow up on what Pat just said about the immorality of it, if you will, the fact is it's also unfair, it's cruel, and it's immoral to think that the first claimant in line is Uncle Sam. He's not even a blood relative. We think that is totally immoral.
Hey, Pat, are you saying kill it to zero or just drop it from 51, 55% to 35, or just bring it all the way down to zero?
We should absolutely abolish it. If it's wrong, you don't keep a part of it in. You know, the famous story is Bing Crosby, great entertainer, who paid his taxes and became world famous. His poor wife died, and Bing had to sell off half his assets just to pay the taxes on her death. Now, of course, he was wealthy. He could survive that. But today, farmers, people with small businesses, families with some assets, even their homes, have to sell those things to pay the death tax. And we shouldn't have to pay just a little of it. It's wrong, so do away with it completely. Jim can back up the fact that it only contributes a very, very minor part to our overall budget anyway.
Go ahead, Jim. How much is it?
Less than 0.6% year in and year out, minuscule, if you will. And the fact of the matter is, the truly rich, they say it's a tax cut for the rich. We say that horse is dead, dismount. The rich set up foundations and trust. Who can blame them for that? But it's those small farmers and small business people.
Let me get real quickly, Pete.
Yeah, the tax avoidance industry for the estate death tax is actually bigger than the amount of revenue it raises. Get rid of it.
Well, what about you,
add to the economic productivity.
You know, a lot of other high-income advanced countries like Canada and Australia have no estate tax. We don't need one in this country either. It's a tax on hard work and achievement.
All right, Pat, last word to you, sir. Do you think there's any chance of getting rid of it completely?
Yes, I do. I mean, it almost went away under George Bush. This administration, of course, loves any tax, and they will try to restore it. But we have a Congress fighting for us, and I think the American people are finally waking up to the fact that we've been robbed.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. We're going to say thank you to Mr. Pat Boone, Jim Martin, Pete Sepp, and Chris Edwards. It was great, you guys.